โ Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to TDL Asia Pro Series. My name is Fennec, joined by Angry Sun, and we are here for the first round tonight versus Team Rookies and Carstensz Esports. Carstensz, a team that I've casted a couple times. They've been around since the early TDL Asia when it was TDLC. Now Team Rookies. I believe this is their second tournament in TDL. I might be mistaken on that one, though, as I wasn't as up to date on the last tournament. Either ways, I'm excited to see what we're going to get. See, Dota never disappoints, and we had a very good series 2 Saturdays ago, or 2 Fridays ago, I should say, depending on where you are in terms of time zones. Bands: Slardar, Spiritbreaker, Kunkka, Pugna, Grimstroke, and one more band from Team Rookies and one more for Carstensz before Carstensz gets their first pick.
Spiritbreaker. You can nerf him. You can make him much worse farming overall due to the bash against creeps bonus being reduced, but still seen everywhere. The other heroes, kind of meta staples at the moment. Slardar really rising in popularity from last patch. Kind of a hero that once you kind of got rid of more of the Blade Maul Heart era, you can kind of go much more of the what's it called, the like Echo Saber Ags on him, and now he's the beefy boy. So makes sense to ban him, especially if he's been terrorizing some high MMR pubs. Pugna, I want to point out, one of the highest, I think, win rate supports, and also, in my opinion, one of the most broken ones. It looks like Carstensz is going to keep that trend of banning some broken mid laners and choose Earth Spirit, who received quite a few nerfs. I don't know if he's like quite the menace he once was. That rolling boulder nerf really hurts, but if you have a specialist, which last week, not either of these two teams, we saw a really good C specialist on Earth Spirit. I think he's still got a good place.
Yeah, I remember you lamenting the Earth Spirit nerfs because it makes the hero a lot more awkward to play because the big nerf is Earth Spirit's cooldown on Rolling Boulder does not reset until the end of the Rolling Boulder, so not on the initial cast. So due to that, you end up having more time in between Rolling Boulders, even though that's not technically a nerf to the cooldown. Either ways, it does mess with the Octarine build, though, so we'll see how Earth Spirit's being played right now and see how it works out. Regardless, we also nerfed in the first round. Primal Beast has been very nice on the patch, as has Dazzle, and the Puck band says to me that Carstensz might want to pick Quap.
Potentially. I also see it as them banning a lot of the Earth Spirit lane counters. Dazzle, one of the most oppressive heroes, especially last patch against the hero. And Puck, not necessarily like the highest win rate or even like, I would even say the best mid. But just very good against Earth Spirit. He can't really roll around. He's pretty beefy, but he still gets right-clicked down by Puck. It's quite obnoxious. Something I will note, though, I really would have liked to see them pick Dream Protector. Team Rookie's picking that up for themselves. That hero, you can nerf him quite a bit. They kind of did a bunch of baby nerfs in 7.34E, but still at the same time kind of had quite a bit of impact. But the one thing it did not impact was the support meta for the most part. Dream Protector is still very broken, provides way too much utility from the shard, still a beast in the lane, and you can pick up the litter here on what you want to combo with that, especially in the safe lane. So
you think this is still an Earth Spirit mid with the first pick? You don't think it's 4 at all?
I mean, it could be 4. I don't want to rule that out, but I think if you're picking this hero and you're really confident on it, like confident first picking it, I feel like it's going to be a mid, just because of the way people are really drafting nowadays. A lot of times you'll see the mids first picked, like your Earth Spirits. It's kind of the unfortunate thing about the mid pool is that a lot of the mids are quite bad, I would say. Not even like bad, but there's not really a standout hero list. There's a couple. Primal Beast, I would say. I'd say Kunkka's still pretty good. Dazzle. And then you've got your cheese. OD, you could argue maybe. Earth Spirit was last patch. I don't think really he is this patch, but maybe some teams, if they've got the comfort, like I was saying, they want to kind of lean towards that.
Centaur, though, being picked up for Team Rookies, and this is a position 4 more likely than not, or unless that's just our jank and I'm just talking out my butt.
I mean, it could be a 4. It has been seeing play as a support. He's very strong, too, as a support, too. He's got really good skills. It's kind of the hint. Like, these heroes that aren't really designed to be supports, when their skills do too good, it's kind of like I used to compare it to, like, Ember Spear. When Ember Spear could be played as support with Slight Chains, it's too broken. When Centaur Warrior can be... Yeah, well, yeah. But when Centaur's getting picked because you can just W people and you still have the Region 1 Tranquils, very, very good. And we're going to see here kind of the other, say one of the other supports of the patch, Tusk. Very, very strong. He's got tag team, especially with the attack speed slow, is really potent in lane, especially when you get a good laning partner like, well, they haven't picked it yet, but I was going to say Dawnbreaker is usually like the biggest combo with that, or high attack speed heroes. And then comboing that with another kind of roaming support in the Nature's Prophet, you can kind of swap the lanes around. You can have a really aggressive support duo, especially with the Earth Spirit rolling around mid. I like what they're cooking so far, even if this is kind of like a last patch-esque draft.
I mean, it's quite a bit of kill threat for Carstensz, assuming that this is Earth Spirit mid and the other two picks are supports. Nature's Prophet can always go into a core role. Muerta, though, being picked up by Team Rookie is not one we saw a whole lot of last patch, but has been picking up a lot of momentum on the E patch.
Yeah, you can definitely pick it in a lot of spots. Support got nerfed last patch. The calling got quite a big hit, and I believe actually it was mostly the calling that got nerfed. But still a good carry. I think still a good support if you've got a player. We'll wait to see where they kind of want to flex it. Based on the matchups right now, I think Core Muerta is a little bit spooked by getting rolled on by both Tusk and Earth Spirit, and then TP'd on by Nature's. But I would still leave it open, probably. Maybe Team Rookies picks a mid here, something to contest the Earth Spirit, something that can really kind of dominate him in lane. Invoker is kind of like a doesn't really dominate per se, but if you burn his mana, it makes it really hard for him to rotate. So I like that as an answer, and I think Invoker in general, another kind of mid hero when all the other mid heroes kind of suck. Like he's a good one to kind of fall back to and always kind of set tempo early on.
Yeah, the only concern I have with Invoker is that I don't see like a whole lot of when I see Invoker being played right now, to me it seems like Quas Wex isn't absolutely amazing at rotating into side lanes, and then Quas Exort just doesn't feel powerful enough early. Just because he'd gotten hit with all those nerfs towards the Quas Wex build. So I'm curious as to see how they're gonna play it. They don't really have lockdown for Quas Exort, so I suppose this is Quas Wex, but either way, Spectre being picked up by Carstensz, and she is the one of the patch.
Absolutely, and especially with this global lineup we've already kind of talked about, you get rolled on by either Tusk or Earth Spirit. Nature's Prophet TP's in, Spectre. It's not Haunt, I can't remember the name of the ability. Shadow Step, I believe.
Yeah, Shadow Step.
80-second cooldown, just gank somebody, kill them, do a crap ton of damage with the dagger and your Desolate charges if you go max Desolate, max dagger. It's a very scary pick-off, especially against a lot of heroes that kind of want to play the side lanes. Muerta wants to play on her own. Centaur likes to kind of occupy his own space. You got Treant running around, so if he's seen on vision, he can definitely die. I like it a lot here, and I want to see what Team Rookies can kind of do to kind of stem the bleeding here. They banned 2 offlaners that could also run into you, Dawnbreaker and Night Stalker, also really strong combos with the Tusks, so I like their bans, but I really need to see them like an anti-aggressive either carry or support. Excuse me, I misspoke earlier. Just something to dissuade the aggression coming on here. Kunkka would usually be the pick here, but it's banned, but something of that nature.
Of that nature's Prophet. They already have a Nature's Prophet. No, because like Team Rookies can pick 1, 3, or 4, so they have basically a 3-way flex that they can do. So I'm curious as to what they're gonna do with that. Carstensz, meanwhile, they basically have to pick a 3 unless it's a 3 Natures or a 3 Tusk, but I don't think Tusk 3 is very good right now.
Not the best. I'm trying to think here. Other kind of popular offlaners of the patch, most of them have been banned up. Magnus is the one that pops into my head. Magnus, a very, very, very strong hero. Kind of occupies the niche he always has. Just kind of put cleave on people. Get the harpoon, which is a little bit new, but basically secure people back, rob them, kill them. Kind of plays into that pickoff style. You could go a Wraith King if you want to greed it up a little bit. That hero sustained a little bit of a nerf in the laning phase, but if he can get out of it, he's still very strong and sporting really, really high win rates. One old school one that I'm actually seeing on Pro Tracker is picking up some steam. Visage with the tag team on Tusk is very good and could fit into that. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily good this game. I think Treant's a little rough and Centaur's a little rough, but it's a fun laning combo.
CK. I mean, he got nerfed to the point where he can't be played 1, so I can see it 3.
Yeah, it used to be a 3 back in the day. I don't think it's like the best laning combo per se. He attacks like okay. It's not like the fastest attacker. I guess Snowball and to drag people back into Chaos Bolt could be pretty potent, especially if you put the Muerta carry. And I think that's the best kind of reason to pick the CK is that if Tusk CK, I feel like could apply a lot of pressure to Muerta, which could shove her to 4. Not like the best 4, but could work. But then they've got 25 seconds to choose a new carry that can beat Spectre, lane against CK, and then not get rolled on by Earth Spirit.
So it's tiny. So is this a 4 tiny or a 3 tiny?
Most commonly a 4, and I think I would like to see it as 4. They kind of, so they've got good team fight, but they were kind of susceptible to getting picked off, and especially they were kind of susceptible to just getting kind of ran down. I think Tiny is really good at assuading aggression a lot of the time. He's kind of what I was looking for, but he also can provide the initiation. Now he's got to get a blink, and he's got to survive the laning phase. That part's a little suspect, but with Centaur, you know, you can Centaur Stomp, you can toss back into Centaur Stomp. There's a lot of ways you can play it. I'm curious. I think Carstensz's draft, even though it's a little bit, I don't know if I like the Earth Spirit the most. The CK is a little questionable. That Spectre hero with that Nature's Prophet Tusk is really scary, and I feel like I can't bet against that. So I'm gonna give a slight edge to them. But if rookies can kind of survive and get the Muerta farmed and well and beyond everyone else in the game, she can definitely take over. That's a hero that can really dominate these mid and late games.
Yeah, I just like unless it's a core tiny, I just don't really see anyone here who wants to build Silver Edge. Like Muerta can, but I mean you're forced to on Muerta because there's a Spectre in the game, but it's not really like a standard part of her kit necessarily.
It's seeing play. I mean, it's not like the best. A lot of times people, if they want damage, they will go it just because, you know, Daedalus doesn't really provide the utility that Silver Edge does. A lot of times nowadays with the stuff that's meta, you can find a break. But you're right, not the most natural. I'm really curious. I mean, I'm a mid lane player, as many people who are watching may know. So I'm always curious to see the mid lane matchups. And I feel like this game, when you have two support or mid laners that are kind of play like pseudo-esque support styles, just run around the map, create chaos in the Invoker and the Earth Spirit, I'm always curious to see how they're going to play and then who's going to have to be on reaction versus proactivity. If Earth Spirit can get that proactive kind of roll into get the kills quick and then Invoker can't respond, he could get a really quick start into this game and then the Earth Spirit looks really good. Invoker can also dissuade though, so I think overall it's going to be on the Invoker to kind of catch these Earth Spirit rotations and really try and like keep his mana low in the laning phase. We'll see if he can do it. I mean, I talked a lot of crap about this Earth Spirit hero, but he's a level 30 Grandmaster on the guy, so I think he knows a thing or two about this hero.
Yeah. It is a 4 tiny, as you were saying. We'll see how that goes. First point Quas for win, so we'll see where that is, but he's got parts for the Spirit Vessel, so I assume it's Quas Wax.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Usually with these, I mean, sometimes he builds circles on Quas Exort anyway, but they don't really have a good combo. I mean, Hoof Stomp level 1, yeah, 1.6. He needs to go 2 points at Hoof Stomp, and usually nowadays people are going 1-4-1, or to some extent of that. And again, I want to see him kind of dissuade aggression here. I want to see the Quas Wex. I want to see the mana burn, because this Earth Spirit, I mean, this hero does still have that scary potential to kind of snowball, especially again with the kind of global presence you've got building with Nature Prophet, with Spectre, with Tusk Roll-In.
Counter invade set up from Team Rookies. Carstensz is probably going to suss out that nothing's going on in their jungle and we're going to see 2 runes apiece, but...
And all 5 of them are an award, so it feels bad, man, but potentially could move up here on Carstensz to...
Yeah, Carstensz just going to go for the 3 wards. Well played to them.
Okay. Yeah, Nature's Prophet taking teleport level 1 to get that ward early to suss out the aggression. Very, very, very common nowadays, but always smart. And he gets the block on the hard camp before anyone sees, so it'll be up to Tiny to kind of try and suss that out and potentially de-ward that if they want to pull back the aggro in this lane.
You know, we've got... I'm not sold on CK3 right now, so we'll see how this goes. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to pressure. Oh, like as you said, they did pick it to pressure the Muerta, but I'm not exactly sure how effective that's going to be. Just because,
I
like...
think a lot...
Sorry.
Go.
Well, I was just going to say, because Chaos Strike just got super nerfed, right? So...
Yeah, it is quite bad against creeps now. The lifesteal penalty from 40 to 70% is quite rough. It's really going to be, I think, on the Tusk. If Tusk can kind of find the roll-in at level 2, I think that's when they're going to get really strong. Then I could definitely see them applying that pressure. It's really going to take Tag Team plus Snowball. So level 1, they're just going to play it easy, try and get some last hits here, try and get the levels up, and then they're going to really look to try it afterwards. Or
they're going straight to the
go
tag
in now.
team. Yod trying to run away. Double blood grenade. Yodi keeps on running. Tag team runs out. Yodi gets out. DP very low now. Sam doesn't have a point in the living armor quite yet, but they do hit level 2, so once they have the points on that, Yodi will be able to heal back up pretty easily. In fact, they go on Michaela. Getting the calling down. Michaela will stay alive. Let's talk about this mid lane matchup. 10-1 to 7-2.
It can be hard for sure. I think Earth Spirit usually takes like until level 3 to kind of get going in lanes, but if you mana burn him early, and if you can catch him rolling, or if you can cold snap him out of it, it's hard to play these lanes. So he's got the bottle, he's going to have to regen up. He's kind of rolling in now, but not really going to lead to anything. If Invoker can kind of keep this tempo and keep the mana low on Earth Spirit, it could really stifle a lot of the aggression that Carstensz is looking for at like the 6 to 8 minute mark here. So very, very well done by Invoker so far.
Yeah. And of course, Carstensz, I mean, it got nerfed, was it 2 patches ago? Where they removed everything from Ghost Walk? It was 2 patches ago, right?
Yeah, they like half the region because it was insane. At one point, this hero had cooldown reduction on items when he had Wex points out. I mean, this hero used to be ridiculous on their rework, but I actually think he's in a pretty healthy spot right now, all things considered.
TP coming bot, though. Got the calling. Sam very low. Ends up falling. Good TP from Blade Moose. Able to secure the kill. Goes back top.
Oh, Spectre getting low here. Might end up paying for that rotation.
Maybe not. Blade Moose is here. Oh, the Sprout misses on NGA. Doesn't have the double edge up quite yet. Gets it down, but trades his life for the support.
I think overall you're happy if you're Carstensz. You get another kill. Spectre's kind of doing pretty well here. Didn't get killed from that aggressive move you made, so overall I would say quite positive here. And Spectre not the strongest laner, so if you can get her out of a lane, and if you as Nature's Prophet can activate other lanes while keeping Spectre kind of relatively, we'll say, middling, it's super worth.
Yeah. I mean, Spectre, I'm not exactly sure what happens to make Spectre as a big a menace as she is, but she's sitting at a 55% win rate at all ranks, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, yeah. You make her super active to where it's 60 seconds. I was actually wrong during the drafting phase. So if she has a good game, she can be a menace by rotating and killing people. If she has a bad game, she can try to steal some kills.
Okay, like getting killed off, but TP's coming in from Nightmare. They've got the Avalanche down. Still, with no Muerta, they don't have a whole lot of damage. DP sticks up. Nightmare unable to keep his one alive, and no kills off the TP. Gonna have to take the portal back towards top lane.
I really have to compliment Blade's rotations here. He knows exactly where to kind of apply pressure. He knows that CK Tusk, if they get one more, especially with tag team, super
TP
crazy. It looks like going again.
Avatos. And GA picks up the kill on the camps. Blade Moose just a little bit late on the TP. But still, another TP coming down. Tustai's bot. And comes Made. Rolling Boulder. Misses on an NGA. Still comes back around with the Stone Remnant. Centaur Stomp, though. Not good enough. Blade Moose gets the kill. Nightmare and the Sprout. Running away from Made. Doesn't want to give the kill over to the mid laner, but mid laner's still there. And down comes the Stone Remnant. And Blade Moose steals the kill away from Made that time.
I mean, Nature's Prophet's going to be the true carry here. No, he's ferrying out his medallion, then he'll be really active. Good rotation there by Made. He doesn't really want to stay in lane against the Invoker. Just going to get all his mana burned. Not a fun time. Invoker deciding to kind of sit in the lane and try and farm up a little bit. I understand that. Like, you don't really think you can make a difference. You really don't think you have the damage. Might as well kind of stay active, stay put. But I do want to see him get active.
TP's coming in from supports. Magnetize on a win. Nightmare is here. In comes the TP from Blade Moose, but a huge snowball comes in from DP, as well as the tornado that's good enough to kill one of the supports. Can they kill the other one? DP very low. Maid's Magnetize does not do nearly enough damage, as a shared bounty goes over for the Tusk. Maid picks up an Arcane Rune. Wins very low. Maid comes back in with the Stone Remnant.
Ooh.
Barely misses on a win.
He's thinking about it too. Does he want to roll?
Nah.
No, just wants the bounty rune.
Spectre. Shadow Step on cooldown. Gets a kill bot. And yeah, this is the fun thing about Spectre right now. She's an active hero. It's the same build as always. It's just instead of having Haunt on a massive cooldown, you have Shadow Step on a 60-second cooldown. And so you don't even need your Blade Mail to be active.
It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. The fact you cast a free Spectral Dagger 2 on the target when you Haunt in is, Reality in is pretty good. And especially since she does not want to stay here against the Centaur. Centaur, very beefy, has double Ring of Protection and Vanguard, so this man's not really dying anytime soon, unless you bring a couple numbers, which this is setting up a little bit.
coming top. TP in from Win.
I don't know if they can do
Here comes
this.
the Shards on a Nightmare. The Avalanche does not beget a toss. Dodge away from the Tornado, but in comes the Centaur ultimate. Gets a stomp back on Kemps. In comes the Maid right now as Blade Moose as well. When comes in, but the Snowball's good enough to get the kill. And they're going to be able to kill the Centaur as well. With the tag team, Sprout lands on a Nightmare. Down goes the Centaur. And Nightmare cannot get away from the Shards. Gets an Avalanche for good measure, but in comes the Rolling Boulder. Beautifully done by Maid. Double kill for the Earth Spirit.
It's one of those plays by Invoker. He says, all right, I'm strong, I'm Invoker, I want to get my Urn charges, I want to fight, but when you try and kill the carry so close to the tower, exactly that's going to happen. Earth Spirit's going to roll in, he has super far distance, Nasortov can TP in, for God's sake, like, just gets baited in a little bit there. I think they shouldn't have gone, just, if they missed the initial gank, they just got to leave, but I understand why they're feeling pressure. All the moves being made by Carstensz right now, it feels like.
But this is what they wanted to do. They picked a very active draft. They're going to keep being active on it. Able to get the trade kill back on to win does put Maid back up in the net worth. In fact, is above the Invoker for the first time this game. But net worth pretty even across the board outside of the Nature's Prophet and the Spectre. Maid coming bot, Rolling Boulder. Swing and a miss. Stunned up into the Avo toss. Spectre's coming back in, though. Once it got onto Yodi. Because the Earth Spirit's already got the Magnetize down. They got the stun. In comes Sam's ultimate. And the Centaur ult to get away. Kemp's in trouble. Able to stick to stay alive. Michaela trying to get onto Yodi. In comes the Snowball. That should be good enough to kill the Muerta. No, they don't get the Chaos Strike, but the Reality Rift's good enough. Nightmare's very low as well. Trying to get on a Blade Moose, but Kemp's gets the kill. Win will trade back around onto the other support. Sam's in trouble. Still, Tornado, EMP, and Michaela trying to get onto Sam's. Doesn't have any mana, neither does DP. Michaela taking up the tower. Now running away, wins in. Able to get the Spirit Vessel, and in comes Sam. The Snowball's good enough to move in Maid. Gets the Rolling Boulder out. Still, it's a dead CK for a Treant Protector.
Oh, they're going
another
in.
Rolling Boulder. This is on a Maid. In comes the Silence. Blade Moose is here as well. The calling, getting these silences absolutely massive right now. In comes the Snowball, though, right on the win. DP gets the kill, stays alive just barely to the tower shot, and Maid keeps moving on to Yodi. Lots of action on the bot lane. Sam makes his way in. Magnetize up in 14. Reality Rift lands on a Sam. They get a silence in from Maid. Sam's in trouble. He does not have the overgrowth, and he goes down. Nightmare making his way in, as does NGA. Michaela in trouble. Able to get the ult off, but still goes down. Centaur popping the ult, trying to get on top of Maid. Instead, finds the Moose.
That fight went on for like a minute and a half. Just nothing to see here. Classic C Dota. I have to say, at the beginning of that, I was like, where's Invoker? Where's Invoker? Because it was a really good TP situation. He had TP, but didn't want to TP in. So maybe thinking better, maybe thinking that the fight wasn't going to go as poorly as it did initially. He cleans up well, and overall, both teams kind of get what they want, just which is quite a bit of gold from the kills here. Rookie's looking to take the mid tower, but
on the NGA, 3-man magnetized, Walrus Punch as well, as a Spirit Vessel coming in, and in comes with the Shadow Step. They're trying to get on to Win as well as NGA. NGA goes down to his own double edge as Win keeps cutting away from Kemps right now. Nightmare does get the kill on to the tree, or onto the Nature's Prophet, excuse me, as DP trades back around on a Nightmare. In comes the Rolling Boulder, lands on a Sam. Win was barely able to get out by the skin of his teeth. Sam will not be so lucky. In comes DP. Rolling Boulder once again. Sam's got a Pavis, though. Staying alive. Wins here. Gets a Cold Snap on a DP and the EMP as well. Sam still goes down, but the Tornado lands, and NGA is TP'd back into the fight. Salt on the DP. Double edge for the kill. Win moving in with the Ghost Walk, but Maid's out of the way already. Bloody game. Over 2 kills a minute right now.
Long extended fights here too, just dying TP in,
dying out on Michaela. In comes the Centaur ultimate. Still, they got the Avalanche on a Michaela. Trying to run away. He's got the Phantasm. In comes the Toss. In comes the EMP. The Cold Snap as well. Dodges away with the Phantasm, but Sam's here, as is NGA. And one gets the kill.
I mean, both with 2 tempo mids, both teams just want to be go, go, go right now. Invoker went straight Spirit Vessel, as did the Earth Spirit, so both mids probably calling, like, we want to keep fighting, we want to keep fighting. I mean, we see here Win even looking at the Tusk mid.
Cold Snap, Spirit Vessel, EMP. DP strained of all his mana. Tornado lands, but Maid's here. Another Spirit Vessel on a DP. Maid's around with the Earth Remnant. Gets the Magnetize off on top of Win. In comes the Shards. In comes Kemps. Will he be able to get Win this time? Yes, he will, as Blade Moose completes the TP as well. Gets a Sprout on an NGA. In comes the Rolling Boulder. Good enough for the second kill, and now Yodi has popped the Pierce the Veil. No follow-up from Carstensz, but they will win that trade.
It's really well done by Carstensz here. They're setting the tempo of the game and really forcing rookies to kind of play that aggressive style that they are playing at right now. But their heroes don't really have the capability, unlike Carstensz. I mean, you have the Muerto, who wants to hit some creeps for a while. Centaur, I mean, he's got Vanguard, but he wants to hit creeps for a while. Invoker, yeah, he wants to be active, but I think right now, like, you have to play reactively. Meanwhile, on the side of Carstensz, Spectre, global TP pressure. Nature's Prophet kind of supplementing that after. They're just all gas right now. CK is, you know, he didn't have the best game, and yes, he's bottom of the net worth of cores, but he's got the space right now. He's going to sit back, get the Armlet, get the BKB. Very, very scary stuff coming out of here from Carstensz.
Nature's Prophet TP. Finding Sam, who does steal away the Wisdom Rune. And Blade Moose actually goes down. Unable to deny himself to the Ancients.
Definitely worth it on the side of Rookie. So, you know, small advantages here and there. And kind of the biggest thing of all, the biggest timing they're looking towards, Tiny's only 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger. Has gone full Avalanche Toss build, no points in his ult. So he's ready to kind of get online, toss quickly, cost often, and really kind of trying to answer the aggression that Carstensz is putting out here.
It's classic C Slaughterhouse.
Yes. 36 kills at 15 minutes. This is Dota, baby. This is high octane.
Still, Team Rookies. They got the first tower. Which does feel pretty good for them. Armlet's completed on Michaela, which is nice. Cross TP Roche. Smoke out from Maiden DP. This is not a fight you want to take from Carstensz, because I don't have anybody here. Spectre's got ult. Maybe they actually do. Little smoke on smoke action. Smoke will pop. Who sees who? In comes Maid. Finds NGA. In with the Magnetize. Gets thrown on 2 members, but the Avatos is already here. Down goes Maid. He gets barely saved by the Snowball right in the nick of time. Still, the Tornado picks him up, and the Spectre comes back into the fight. Blade Moose is here as well. Spectre Want to get on a Yodi. They don't have nearly enough damage, but Blade Moose is here. Can he kill Yodi? No, the Pavis keeps Yodi alive. Blade Moose goes down. Now DP's all alone. Gets Nightmare in the meantime, but 4 members of his team are dead. A snowball for the road, but wins here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful blink from DP to get out. Oh, digs for the rune. That's greedy. That's greedy. That's greedy.
He's gonna die for it too.
It was a beautiful team rookies.
Beautiful trap is kind of baiting the going for the CK and kind of baiting like, oh, it's just 2 of us, it's just 2 of us, but all 5 come in, quickly kill the Earth Spear that rotates in after the fact, and yeah, they lose a couple of heroes, but you kill the whole team as a result. Like, really, really well done here, kind of playing to Carstens's weakness of like, they're just going. So if we lay a trap, they're gonna fall for it, we're gonna get the kills, and potentially even this tower. Yeah, nobody wants to be here on the side, so it's another tower objective coming out on their side as well. They're pulling it back, they're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, Muerta nearly died to the fight, to the combined power of the Earth Spirit and the Natures, but when it's just the Natures hitting on top of you and it's 4 Natures, Pavis is good enough to keep you alive, and it's a clutch play by Sam to make sure that happens.
It was a clutch pickup too. I mean, they kind of buffed it a little bit last patch. They decreased the cooldown by 2 seconds on the actual active, which is the shield that we saw there. I still don't think it's like the best item per se, but I think this game, especially when it's a lot of physical damage coming out from Nature's Prophet, Spectre, CK, like it's a good pickup to have. And we saw there, it can save your carries if it kind of, you know, it's that little bit of extra barrier, so to say.
250 gold off Radiance for Kemps, though. Spectre's still sitting pretty right now, all things considered, but net worth is pretty even across the board. Mate's building in towards the BKB.
I'd say if you're Carstensz, you're feeling pretty good about this. You probably have an idea that this Muerta's not, you know, the most farmed. Has to have the Maelstrom for a while. Hasn't really gotten anything super big since then. In Spectre almost has Radiance. I will say, if Spectre and Muerta are even net worth, that definitely favors Spectre. Can haunt it. Sorry, I'm gonna get used to this ability eventually. Shadow Step, Ed. Thank you.
Blade Moose in trouble. He doesn't know it yet, but Cold Snap, EMP, Spirit Vessel, and a skip. Unfortunately, Yodi misses his ability, so I won't get an assist on this, but Lynn feels pretty good about that. Where are they pinging Roche? No way. They're pinging Roche. It's 18 minutes. It's way too early.
I mean, all right, let's look at the minus armor they have. All right, they decide against it. They don't have the best Roche taking heroes. I think if you had a different lineup, like a TA or something, definitely quite in the realms. Invoker Muerta, though, the best Roche takers.
When coming mid. So, I mean, I think Carstensz, they pumped the brakes a little bit. We're still at above 2 kills a minute on the game, but I feel like it's on Carstensz to pick a good engagement for them, because team rookies are happy to just sit back and farm.
Oh yeah, Muerta, I mean, with the Radiance on Spectre, it's going to be a little bit harder, but Muerta should start catching up here any minute. I will say, the one kind of bad thing about them sitting around, this Invoker has gone full Quas, full Wex. No points at Exart, so he is all about just kind of deep-pushing and trying to fight. Doesn't really have any farming abilities. Did pick up the Midas, as we actually see some action topside.
Yep, Sam goes down to combined double TP of Kemps and Blade Moose.
I mean, somehow this Invoker is still staying ahead of the CK, who I feel like should be out-farming him, all things considered here.
I mean, it sucks versus... I mean, he can't farm creeps anymore. Chaos Strike... I mean, it still farms creeps. It's just less lifesteal. But...
yeah, it's a little bit of downtime here and there. I've noticed that he's not reality rifting, phantasming at all to kind of farm these camps. It's something I think he should be doing quite a bit. They're very, very potent, especially in these downtimes.
Collapse on Yodi. That is a dead Muerta. I mean, you could see it on the minimap. Like, 5 people just all surrounding Yodi. Smoke out, though.
Counter engage.
Blade Moose. Slowed by the Ghost Walk, so he knows wins there. Gets the Dust of Appearance out. In comes the Stomp, though. Blade Moose should go down, but Michaela, he's found his way onto the Invoker. Down he goes. Kemps is here, the Overgrowth as well, but in comes a 3-man Magnetize. NGA next to fall. In comes a Rolling Boulder. Nightmare trying to run away, gets the Avalanche out. Last member of the team alive, but a blink, a Reality Rift, and goodbye. Kemps with the double kill and a 5-4-1 in favor of Carstensz.
Well, he tried indeed, and I tried. Killed all 5 of them. That it's the danger of the comp, man. There's one hero there showing like 15 seconds before, but Global Spectre, Global Nature's Prophet. I said it a lot, but it's very important to how they play this game. They're going to farm the map, squeeze as much value as possible, and then just show 5 heroes in like 10 seconds. It's insane. You have to play really carefully if you're rookies. You can't try and go for this 4v5 that you think is advantageous. Like, oh, maybe they're backing on a couple people, because there's always going to be 5 people in a fight. That's all Carstensz wants to do, is just fight, go, hit good timing, and then take objectives.
Yeah, and it's our first real gold lead of the day. As we take a look, it's time to play Guess the Gaben. 6k net worth advantage for Carstensz.
I'm on off recently. This new patch has kind of messed with my Guess the Gaben record, but I feel like this game is like a solid 70-30 game for Carstensz, you know. They've got a solid lead. They're not like guaranteed to win the game, but they just keep farming it up a little bit, picking people off one by one. We can see here that Rookies is retreating all people to the jungle, so
65,
they keep that momentum going. I'll take that. That's pretty close. Definitely much closer than I have been recently.
Well, I feel like that was your conservative estimate too, was 70-30, because like on the D patch, like Gaben just like gave games to people right off the bat. Like it's 10 minutes in, you're 5k, or it's 10 minutes in, you're 2k up. Gaben's giving you a 75% win rate. So
kind of how the patch was, to be fair. Very snowbally. I feel like it's been reeled in a little bit this patch.
Made beautiful Rolling Boulder, gets the 4-man Magnetize. In comes Kemps, down goes Win to the final snowball. Blade Moose comes in, the Overgrowth not good enough. Sam goes down, Made with the double kill. Yodi trying to run away from DP right now. Made gets the triple. Yodi continues to run. In comes the Reality Rift. In comes Made, an ultra kill. A rampage for Made. Oh, what nerfs? What nerfs to the Earth Spirit? I don't know. Made doesn't either.
I think this one's got to get banned next game. I mean, first picked it mid. You picked the Invoker as like a counter, and yeah, he did all right in lane, but he wasn't really able to shut him down. And we see here, like, he's got the BKB Blade Mail. He's really tanky. He's got a lot of magic damage. This hero is insane if he gets the snowball going. And again, when there's one hero showing our Carstensz, it's really like 3 or 4 coming in from the wing.
Oh man, I mean, it's Made Blade. I'm curious as to see what the completed build is, because do you even go Octarine with the changes? Is my question. Oh, Kemp's back in. I think Blade Moose is still dead, but they might be able to get on a win. Pavis is keeping him alive for the time being. In comes a TP from Yodi. Yeah, Kemps is out of there.
They thought about it though, which is insane to me. As for the Earth Spirit build, I mean, I think Octarine still has a lot of value. It's really good with the Remnants. Keep getting those more Remnants over and over again. Even if the Rolling Boulder isn't as good. Yeah, he queued it right away, so that cooldown reduction is still really good on this hero. Even if Rolling Boulder does effectively have like a, what is it, like 25% increased cooldown all the time.
So it's a 5-man smoke from Rookies. They're trying to find Kemps. They spot him with the Invoker. On the Ghost Walk. Blink. Avo. Toss. Kemps in with the EMP. Here comes the TPs. In comes Michaela. Kemp stays alive. And in comes TP as well. Gets the Walrus Punch out. Blade Moose is here. So is Made. It's absolutely disastrous for Team Rookies. They get an Overgrowth out of 5 members, but they have no damage, no health remaining. Nightmare goes down. Kemps with the double kill. Sam falls as well for Blade Moose kill credit. A Carstensz. I mean, they thought that was a 1v5. Team Rookies thought that was a 1v5.
And Muerta's getting got on now too.
Oh,
gonna
no.
Be a 5-0. All right, yeah, this one's they're playing their comp beautifully on Carstensz. I'm kind of surprised rookies went for that, because it's honestly like the second tankiest member of the team, especially with that Mage Slayer. Like, she's got a lot of magic resistance. You're missing 15% of the time. Like, it's not an easy target to take down. 4 points dispersion. And then as well, the global presence once more, showing the power here. They're just not playing around it. They keep trying, and they keep getting 5-man out-rotated as a result.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely bonkers. And then I mentioned it before in the draft. Carstensz has been around since some of the first editions of TDLC, so pretty storied org as far as TDL is concerned. They've also played a lot of C qualifiers for DPC. They, along with a handful of the other teams, Manta Esports, the Immortal, etc., have done pretty well in the C qualifiers. But now DPC's gone. I'm curious to see what big tournaments are gonna show up for the T3 scene, if any, right? Because I feel like any tournament that would have been big for T3 is now a T2 tournament.
No, for sure. I've seen a couple pop off here and there. I can't remember the names of the C ones. I know there was Pinnacle, which I think was an Eastern/Western European one. There's definitely some voids to be filled, and that can definitely be filled here. Maybe it could be TDL if the word gets out, and there is no DPC, so I might as well keep practicing to kind of get in those qualifiers of those ESL ones and all those. But Carstensz making a name for themselves in this game. 16k gold lead. Spectre Aegis, who has Mage Slayer going into that Bloodthorn right away. So, I mean, she's looking dominant right now. Muerta cannot play the game right now if she shows. It's just death right away.
I mean, has BKB, is queuing up Mjolnir and Silver Edge. Once again, like, I just don't feel like the Muerta was a good pick into the Spectre. And I know they picked the Muerta first, because Spectre ended up being fourth pick for Carstensz. But I feel like on this patch, going Muerta there instead of going Spectre, when you know you're gonna pick a 1, is just kind of a troll.
Yeah, and the Tiny, I like Tiny this patch, but I don't know if I like last pick Tiny like that. We've seen his value this game. He's had some good setups, but I mean, at this point, when your team can't really do anything, he's kind of stalled out. They're looking for something, see if they can get a toss back, but I don't know if they're gonna find anything.
Yeah, Octarine completed on Maid too, so he's looking very powerful.
See if he goes the refresher. He took the 15 talent, which is the 30% magnetized damage and duration. You combine that with the 25 magnetized undispellable, you get refresher, you get double magnetized going, all your remnants refreshed. This hero is like still a late game monster, just not quite as mobile as he used to be.
So actually, I was curious, because when this patch dropped, I remember you specifically saying, look how they massacred my boy to Earth Spirit. So does this game make you want to try Earth Spirit again on this patch?
No, this guy's a level 30. I'm not nearly good enough to do this. I think if you have a specialist, I think this hero can still do a lot of good work. And I think this game especially, they picked drafts specifically around it. They went for that solo pickoff, which Earth Spirit loves to play around, and then kind of play these team fights after the solo pickoff. For sure, the hero still has uses, but specifically, look how they massacre my boy, especially in pubs. Like, the normal player who is not made is not going to be able to execute this hero at this level.
Still, very strong play.
Oh, yes.
This might draw a ban in game number 2. Might very well draw a ban.
Poor Treant. Spectre just shadow steps at a 40-second cooldown, kills him with Bloodthorn. Nothing to see here. Just going to take my 400 gold creep. Wait, take another 400 gold creep in the Tiny.
Oh my god! I can't even right now. Well, I tried. Okay? There you go.
Oh. I don't know what's really stopping them from going high ground right now. I mean, you want to play conservatively still. High ground is where all throws kind of start to happen, especially against the tossback, but tossback's dead for 20 seconds. You don't have the best tower hitters besides Nature's. That's kind of the one downside of the draft, so potentially could kind of take it easy, squeeze the map down.
But
Looks
I
like
mean, you got a
Mate's
minute
looking
and a
for this
half
Morta.
on the Aegis. If it's one thing I know about Shadow Step.
He found her.
Oh. That's
No,
unfortunate.
dude.
I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Shadow Step? Oh, okay. Okay.
And that is the power of the Spectre. When this first came out, people were like, oh, you know, Haunt was so good. I don't know if Shadow Step's, you know, going to be that good, but we've slowly seen, like, Spectre can, it's disgusting. 40-second cooldown. Just delete a hero in the game.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Dive high ground. Might play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Mate is very low. And comes the Centaur ult. Mate BKB still comes.
Oh, good root.
Root and the Sunstrike. Kemp's TP's in though. In comes Michaela. Gets the Reality Rift. Toss back. Not good enough. Kemp's gets the kill on to the Invoker. And even though they lost Maid, they will continue to push this high ground. 35 seconds left on the Aegis.
You know, it was ambitious. We'll call it ambition from Maid. But did open up the game to pick off 2 kills and potentially take this tier 3 and potentially the barracks too. Centaur's gonna have to buy back here. I don't know if they're scared of that though. How does Kemps really die to right now besides a tossback?
13 seconds on Aegis. He's not gonna risk it. They got the buyback out of the Centaur and they just don't need to touch this without Maid back up.
I mean, the other thing about this draft too is that when you're ahead like this and your opponents have to kind of push out the lanes, it's so hard. You basically traded one broken global hero in the Spear Breaker for the other in the Spectre. Really good at constricting the map movements. I mean, you see here, they have to smoke out as foreign rookies to try and find something. Maybe they get the CK, but again, I feel like Spectre's just going to destroy your backline if you go for this.
Well, in comes the Blink Avo toss. And Jay's here. Sunstrike. Good for the kill. Yodi ends up getting the kill credit.
It's a good move, and one you have to make if you're rookies, because you can't, if you just get suffocated like this and try and play the split push game, you're not going to survive against this comp. So try and stick together, try and smoke out, get any kills that you can, and slowly try to get to this Morta some farm. She really needs the Silver Edge more than anything. And then hopefully maybe +1, maybe a Dispel so she doesn't die to Spectre. It's hard though. She's going to get rolled on and TP'd and rolled on some more and Phantasm. It's not a good game for Morta, but let's see if they can make something out of it.
Might not be a good game for Muerta, but you know, once again, I just feel like the Muerta one is good this patch. It just seems to me that it's well below the Spectre in terms of priority and plays poorly into it. So like, if you're going to pick it, you should draft around it, and I don't feel like Team Rookies did that this game.
I think the idea was to leave it as flex, right? Like, maybe put it to support if something really broken gets picked that makes it hard, but they kind of drafted themselves into a corner here. Maybe thought that the Muerta was going to be able to have a better lane and then get a better start. I think if obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but if you have like maybe a little more dissuading hero than the Tiny picked on the support position, potentially maybe get the ball rolling, keep this anti-aggression, or keep the aggression stemmed a little bit longer from Carstensz. It's hard to say. But especially now in these situations, like, Muerta really is food to the Spectre. Now that she's got a heart for God's sakes and Spectre. Even if you break her, like, not really killing her unless you have 2 or 3 heroes focusing her.
Yeah, and going last item, Aghanim's Blessing. You know, it's interesting because the base build on Spectre, the Blade Mail Radiance into whatever you want is still the same. But I see people do like this Manta, which is what we saw Kemps do this game, to be more active and being able to push waves better. I've seen straight Ags after Radiance too, because Haunt is still good. Some might say as an Aghanim Scepter, it's better than it was as an ultimate. So.
Oh, absolutely. 180 seconds. I don't actually remember the cooldowns. I think it was around 3 minutes, though, as an ultimate. It made it so that if you had a hard game, you had a really hard game. You could not get active. Shadow Step, though, again, you can steal some kills. You know, you've still got the damage. I think the dumbest change to this hero was that casting a Spectral Dagger on the Haunt target with Reality. It's such an unnecessary amount of damage. 300 times 2. Like, not okay. There's insane solo pick-off potential here from Spectre.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting, and I mean, like, I feel like there are answers to it in the hero pool right now. I think Primal Beast is a good example, right? Just or any other hero with a built-in break. Primal Beast in the right circumstances, meaning you're not against a Dazzle and an Oracle. Pretty good into the Spectre hero. Now, why I say that particular thing, we had a game.
Who can say why he said such a thing?
Hey, I wasn't the one playing the Primal that game. That was you.
Yeah, I do love my boy Primal. The other thing is that he gets nerfed every series because he's kind of too strong, as always. So I feel like if they're gonna, not to talk too much about next game, because I mean obviously rookies can still pull something off. It's pretty hard. Your Invoker, kind of the bad thing about this build is that he doesn't really have the extra points to dump the damage in. He's going Kata as like a last resort, like, all right, we're gonna go Overgrowth, Cataclysm, deal a lot of damage. It's probably what you have to go for, but is it gonna work? That's the next question. But I think for next draft, I definitely don't want to see this Earth Spirit, and I think the Spectre has kind of got to go too. I feel like you can't leave this on the table, especially against this team who wants to play that aggressive.
I mean, or rookies could just pick the Spectre, right? Like, just.
Here's what else.
It's so broken right now.
It is broken. I don't know if it's like first pick broken though. That's kind of the problem. Like, I don't know when you like. The hard part with like this patch is that there hasn't really been a good tournament to kind of, with a lot of the juggernauts playing, to really see like what teams are kind of scrimming and what's kind of being suggested. We really only have kind of Theorycraft and what some of the still really good but kind of lower tier teams are going off of. I haven't seen too much Spectre, all things considered, but there's definitely a place drafting for it. I just don't know. It's not first pick. It's not second pick. Maybe third pick. It's hard to say without kind of seeing more data samples.
I feel like there are ways to deal with her counters, because not a lot of her counters that are ones are very good right now, right? Like, you can try to play Lifestealer into it, and you're gonna lose. So, what other ones actually like building Silver Edge right now? Sven's not very good. Tiny's not very good.
I'm gonna go Terrorblade. That's posting high win rates. I don't think Terrorblade's the best. Yeah, it's kind of like a circumstance here too. Either way, they are kind of seeing the only, I think, big downside of the Spectre here. Can't really go high ground, so we'll see if they can kind of look for something. Maybe Mage just goes in again. We've got DD Rune on the CK, so they might just force it here on the Centaur.
Oh, blink for blink. Nice reflexes to the Centaur.
Almost got the kick back there, but didn't quite hit it.
Oh, that's right, he does have his eggs.
And the Aether Lens too, so the kickback range is like surprisingly far.
Michaela, Blink Reality Rift, stun lands, in comes the blink from DP. Lots of damage coming in from Maid. They get the cat out, but not enough to kill Maid through that 5-man magnetize coming out. The Invoker's dead. He buys back immediately, but the Muerta's all alone. Yodi falls. Maid with the double kill. No buyback available on the Muerta. Spectre dives in on a Nightmare. Gets caught up in a Tornado EMP combo. DP gets out. So does Maid.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't have the damage. You go double hard in your cores, and what do you really do at this point? I mean,
Heart got nerfed, by the way. You know, I was saying that the nerf that Heart needed was revert Heart to out of combat health regen as the bonus, but like they didn't do that this patch, and the nerfs were kind of placebo. Like, all the Heart heroes are good.
You don't see it every game, to be fair. Oh, good kickback.
Onto the Centaur. In comes the Tornado and the Meatball. Not good enough to get the kill on a Tusk, though, as he gets out of the way. And a toss, and a blink, and Kemps is godlike, and GA running out. A kickback on Nightmare into a snowball, and that is GG. Carstensz take game number 1 in pretty dominant fashion. Bloody game 2.
Yeah, a lot of lows were traded in the early game. I think rookies, it was really that one pivotal. The first time they got baited into trying to go on one person and then 5 people showed up, they set a couple good traps early on to kind of respond to the aggression, but kind of kept falling for that global pressure coming out from Carstensz. So we'll see if they can adapt the draft, maybe adapt their playstyle a little bit for game 2, but I don't think they're out of it yet. They've got some drawing board to go to.
All right, we're going to be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere, because more TDL Asia right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TDL Asia Pro Series. My name is Fennec, joined by Angry Sun, and we are in game number 2 of our best of 3 for the first round of tonight. Team Rookies versus Carstensz Esports. Carstensz taking game number 1 in a very snowbally fashion, and Team Rookies looking to change that going into game number 2. Team Rookies won the flip game 1. They picked second overall pick, and Carstensz picked Dire. Then Carstensz won the flip, or Carstensz gets to choose for game number 2. They picked first pick, and Rookies picked Radiant. So it's the exact same draft order and side as game number 1. We'll see how that affects the draft going into game number 2.
Ban the Earth Spirit. Ban the Earth Spirit. Ban the Earth Spirit. It's too much tempo. They protected it with a lot of bans too. I mean, what you could do is you could let the Earth Spirit through, then pick the Dazzle, and then really just make the guy have a poor day. It is potentially one option. We'll see what they want to do. Rookies taking a lot of time to kind of think about this first pick. As it makes, or sorry, first few bans, which makes sense. It's very important to kind of think it through. They're gonna be the AA. You know what that isn't. It's not an Earth Spirit ban.
Maybe they want to pick Pugna.
Well, that got banned. So...
Or Bristleback, even though he got nerfed and is not very good anymore. He was good for one patch! I feel very sad. I feel very sad as a Bristleback spammer.
I think we're seeing near identical bans here from game 1. We'll see if Rookies wants to adapt anything. I mean, if you give the Grandmaster Earth Spirit, you better have a plan. Otherwise, looking very similar to game 1 here.
There's no way they don't ban Earth Spirit and then don't pick Dazzle, right?
I mean, if you're gonna do it, that's what I would do. You know, it is by far the hardest lane counter. It's so obnoxious to play against too. Not like facing Dazzle mid. Just not a good time. Believe Primal was the other ban here from Rookies earlier, so probably the debate here if they want to keep Primal in, if they want to ban the Earth Spirit potentially, maybe ban something else that's maybe a little broken. Slardar was a ban we saw last time as well. Maybe we see a Slardar ban here. Remains to be seen from Rookies.
Weaver.
So Slardar's still in, Primal Beast still in, Earth Spirit's still in. Those would be the kind of 3 heroes I'd look out for. 2 of those 3 heroes I would say conventionally very strong.
OD,
as OD ban.
Pick Earth Spirit.
They're not banning Dazzle. It must mean that Carstensz's mid really does think that matchup is worse. It's worse to be play against OD in that matchup. It remains to see. I really hope Rookies has an answer to this, because this man kind of ran over the game last time. Invoker wasn't quite enough from Made. Not from Made. Need a little bit more coming out from Rookies. And I honestly want to see a counter pick right now from it in the mid lane. Dazzle. I want to see Dazzle.
I mean, there's like no way. There's like no way that they just pick her like Tree again, right? Then
so here's a fun one. For if you're Venge versus Storm Spirit and Storm Spirit's zipping, even though he's invulnerable, you can break him out of the zip. Now, since that's the case, I imagine that's the same for Roll. They banned the Spectre, which, I mean, that also took over the game, but you didn't get Dazzle, you didn't get Puck, which apparently is terrible for Earth Spirit. I never thought it was like the worst, but I could definitely see it after the laning phase. What is your answer here? Is it, oh, Invoker, you're going to play better this game? Not that he played poorly per se, but just didn't really rotate as much as I think he should have against this Earth Spirit.
I mean, you could.
Is it
Primal?
I don't know. Now Primal is pretty good. A very good hero. They're gonna go Slardar probably in the offlane. Very tanky. Was a hero that was banned last time. AA is one of the few counters to it, I would say. So very good ban there by Rookies to kind of set that up. The Dazzle I think is another good ban because he can't really ever catch Dazzle. So I like that. Kind of noticing that they're gonna ban Dazzle, pick the Slardar.
I mean,
I've seen. I mean, Slardar's win games. I'm just scared. I'm scared of this hero. I think if he goes Blink first, he's gonna lose the game straight up.
So Slardar. See, the thing that I don't like about this is that Team Rookies have picked a 5, then a 3 again, right? And this time it's like, unlike the 3 that they picked last game, which was Centaur, you can't really flex a Slardar. But then they've picked like a 5 that can be flexed 3 if you're so inclined. So I feel like rookies are just falling into the same trap where they're just picking the same positions in the same order and not really responding to how Carstensz drafted game number 1.
I would tend to agree. Carstensz picks up the most broken support of the patch, Treant, and then probably the second most broken support of the patch, Grimstroke.
And it's such a
Very
good
good pairing
combo with
with
Earth
her.
Spirit too. Like,
yeah. Here's what I will say. Was a good upside for rookies is that it is still a lot of minus armor coming in. So a lot of that is negated by living armor. I believe living armor gives I mean, it's a crap load of armor. I can't remember, it's 12 or 18. But you know, it is, I'm kind of liking, you know, in a vacuum, I think their draft is pretty solid. You know, you got a lot of minus armor from Slardar. They can take Roche pretty quickly. Jakiro is really good supplemental magic damage and is good tower push. He's actually quietly been rising as like one of the most popular supports of this patch too. Just a lot of damage and a lot of good tower push when a lot of these games kind of stagnate. So I like the Jakiro in isolation. Don't like that hero ever.
Come on! Oh, we were just talking about this last game. Like, I feel like a lot of people think Lifestealer is good this patch, but I have yet to see Lifestealer look good this patch. You know?
That's a good answer to Lifestealer too. Traditionally, Templar is really good against these like, what's the word? They're like high strength, typically low armor, because they don't really build too much heroes, because you just meld strike them, and then you just murder them. Is a really good carry this patch. I mean, not like really good, a like pretty decent carry. Both teams have a scary timing. It's all about the Deso timings going on for both teams. I think if Lifestealer goes Radiance, they're just going to sit around too much, and then Azure Spirit's going to run at them. So I'm really looking to see like 12-minute timing, or not 12-minute, level 12 timing coming out from rookies and really trying to bust it out. They actually banned the Primal, which I'm really surprised by.
I feel like you have to ban Necro right now if you're rookies.
Maybe. I think Necro's kind of bad personally, but pretty strong this game against your team.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm trying to think. I mean, they need a 3 again on the side of Carstensz. Preferably something that kind of matches this timing, so it makes sense why you want to ban Primal and Beastmaster, even though I think Primal 3 is a lot worse this patch. Beastmaster as well, really good ban. Just anything that's going to hit that timing. I can see Lycan being picked. Lycan's kind of picking up steam. Zoo in general's really strong and could really fit this draft. Trying to think what else. Magnus again. I'll say Magnus, pretty popular. Not the best pairings. I think it's not that great with Templar, but good pick off once more. Just something a little higher tempo from Carstensz.
I think you can give more credit to the Necro this game, honestly. Like, yes, Heart got nerfed, but the build still works. You just... And you're up against double strength, right?
My only concern is that it swaps a little rough. It's a lot of magic damage from Jakiro, and then your nullifier is really good to pick up. So I could see it. We'll see what Carstensz wants to do here. They actually banned Dawnbreaker, which is interesting, and go.
BH.
Well, that's would never have guessed that one. So
no, we're both
you
wrong.
got me there.
I mean, it is tempo. It is tempo.
You know, if you hit the Ags timing, and I hate the Ags on the hero, but if you hit the Ags timing, it's kind of like it's the best spell to kind of like mini Phantom Lancer bounce, where it's just gonna bounce around a lot and do a lot of damage with Soulbind. They are kind of missing like a Soulbind person to tag team with it, so I like it in that aspect. But God, that Ags build feels so bad to build up to if he loses lane. He's against Lifestealer, so I think he should win his lane. But if he's with Jakiro, or if Lifestealer's with Jakiro, it's gonna be rough. He's
so what's your mid pick into the Earth Spirit?
Well, okay, they banned Huskar, Dazzle, OD, Puck, Kunkka, all heroes that I would have said good. I think Earthshaker's a bad hero, but it's probably the next best like actual lane matchup against it.
They picked the Necro.
I already said how much I hate Necro as a hero this patch. I'll say it again. I don't like Necro this patch. I don't like Necro when buying Nullifier is already pretty good,
I
and
don't like
Templar
Necro in a
really likes buying
TA.
Nullifier. No, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, I could see Carstensz picking the Necro, right? Because it's good in a Lifestealer, it's good in a Slardar. Yeah, Jakiro Venge makes it a little bit difficult, but like, you're picking at 3 anyway. You just go a first item Blade Mail, and your Jakiro is no longer a problem. But like, you have nobody to get through to get through Diffraction.
I can't remember. So it needs a minimum amount of damage on refraction to proc the shields. I haven't seen Necro TA in a while, so I have to see in game if it's enough to proc it. But that is potentially a good proc. Is Heartstopper Aura, if it works the way I think it does.
No, it doesn't. Heartstopper Aura is not damage. Heartstopper Aura is minus health. So, like, yeah, Heartstopper Aura is not damage.
I mean, either way, they kind of needed, once again, like, very aggressive draft coming for Carstensz. They needed a little bit of anti-aggression. Necro is the ultimate, like, I'm sitting in my lane, you can't stop me, but I think they can stop him this game. And I think this heart nerf is rough. They had other nerfs to the hero, which I'm looking up right now because I don't really care about Necro, TBH, so I'm going to see what the nerfs were again.
I don't think it's as rough as you're saying, to be honest.
It was pretty rough, but let me pull it up to back that up. Or we can click on the hero in game. I forgot you can do that nowadays. So the regeneration is decreased. The actual Aghanim Scepter stuff is decreased. And then heart in general is quite a bit worse. So, I mean, we'll see what he goes this game. The most popular build from TI and kind of afterwards was Boots Travel's Heart. Just get really tanky, run around the map, hit Reaper Sight on people, cash money. He's got to win the lane. I think he can do well in the lane. We're actually going to see smoke on smoke action as I'm analyzing here. But two ships just walking away from each other.
Yeah. There's also Venge 4, not Venge 5, so Jakiro 5. That does make the lane bot a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, 8 armor bounty was not going to get the job done. Or, sorry, Venge was not going to get the job done against 8 armor bounty, so I like the Jakiro being put there. It's Jakiro Lifestealer. It is a lot of slow, and against a melee hero like that, I assume it's Grim 4, right? Yeah, it's Grim 4, so we'll see. I think the bounty Grim lane in general is also pretty strong. I'm really curious to see how this bounty does. This is probably the biggest question mark of the draft for me. They seem to believe in it. I don't believe in bounty as a hero. He's kind of been unexplored for a while. Kind of seeing a little experimentation here and there. If he hits the timing, I think it's really strong. But I just every time I see a bounty build this Ags, it's just way too late. It doesn't do anything. It feels really bad. And we see instantly he's queued the Vanguard, so he's trying to go tankier already. So very, very interesting to me.
I think Vanguard's a pretty decent buy here. Cause like the only person on Rookie's team that doesn't right click is Necrophos. So like, I see it.
He took Shuriken level
Still
1
the
too,
dual
so.
breath on a Michaela. Stirk of Fate comes out, but there's Shuriken.
So okay, it's 5 seconds, 50 mana, 100 damage. It's pretty good level 1, all things considered, but when you're getting right-clicked like this, I mean, Lifesteal Ejector are definitely getting the better of this lane right now, and probably will for the next few levels, so it's going to be the DP to find these openings. What happened top
How
lane?
does TA die there? I mean, because it's just level 1, right? And it's Bash of the Deep, so like, I guess it's wave bash, but like they don't have any follow-up there. I don't know how Kemps died there. Maybe just like drew creep aggro at the wrong time.
Thinking creep aggro and over aggression. They went meld level 1 to kind of try and do this, which is
Blade Moose is
send the
very
aggression.
dead.
He is a very strong lane combo, this Venge Slardar. I mean,
That
I
is
think
true.
rookies, they have better lanes than they did last game for sure. They've got the threats. What do they do after lane? They kind of have to sit around a little bit, maybe try and play the anti-aggression lane. I don't know, but right now they're really crushing it.
I mean, you know how much I like Venge, so like, I think the level 2 power spike is just very difficult to deal with on TA if you don't have the point refraction yet, so. Now she does! This is gonna be a little bit better, but it still is a tough lane, I think.
So other lane, we haven't really talked about this Necro Earth Spirit lane. I don't think this lane's that bad for Earth Spirit, that's why I didn't really bring it up. Earth Spirit, he doesn't really lose too many lanes, he just clears the wave of Boulder Smash because there's way too much damage to creeps. So it's ultimately like, what can Necro do to kind of stop the Earth Spirit when he starts making his rotations? He's pretty good at TPing in, but he's going treads on the Necro, which he's a level 25 Necro. He definitely knows more about this hero than I do, but I really like travels on this hero. So
I think this is actually fine. Like, I think the way you have to play Necro this game is you have to, instead of playing him like a mid, you play him like a 3. So you go like Yodi and DP trading out on bot side. You play him like a 3. So maybe don't go the blade mail necessarily, but I think just play him to be tanky into frontline. It's probably how you gotta do it. Because otherwise you're just not gonna be super effective against this comp from Carstensz.
I'm more really worried about the tempo of getting treads. Like, I think treads is really good for applying pressure on the Earth Spirit, but it actually is doing a good job of zoning him out here. So force Earth Spirit to take silence level 4. It's a little rough. But either way,
Camp's going on a nightmare. Top side, slithering crush lands as well as a prep bash. No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I play more Necro than you, but I'm also a worse Necro player than you. So maybe I'm just the wrong person to think about this, but
I mean, he agrees with you. He's going the treads, so it's definitely a good thought exercise.
The thing with treads is you don't really use it for. I mean, you can use it for, which is fine. But like the real strength of treads is that you can always strength swap it on Necro, and instantly get 10 strength.
It is quite good. Sorry, I'm evaluating the other lanes too as we're talking. They're kind of putting on a clinic in the side lanes here by Rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, Slardar's having a little rough time now. TA's finally kind of picked up steam. Gonna get that second point of refraction. Is gonna make it tough, but waves crashing in, so not the worst. But this Bounty Hunter Grim lane, I mean, it's going all right. But really, like, yeah.
And you should never. And was that a level 6? Yep. Win level 6, not nearly respected enough. DP's here. Actually, he didn't even use the scythe to get the kill. I didn't see what happened, so I didn't even realize. He got the scythe up, gets a double kill. You know, I wasn't hot on the Necro this game from this team, but it's kind of owning in the lane. And a Necro that gets ahead is, especially if he goes, goes the Heart Ags build instead of going for Radiance, it's very scary. Because that's a very quick timing if he continues to win as hard as he's doing.
I mean, Rookie's again, all 3 lanes now ahead by quite a bit of net worth. And the unfortunate thing about this this caster draft is that they're not quite, or Carstensz draft, excuse me. What do they do if they're under leveled and under net worth like this? Like, Bounty Hunter needs people to play around, Grimstroke needs people to play around, Drea needs people to play around, TA wants to hit creeps, Earth Spirit needs people to play around, so they have to basically link up in the next, like, now and try and get a good pick off here. I don't know who they're going to kill in the side lanes, though. Slardar's really beefy, Lifesteal is really beefy, Necro's too beefy, so looks like Maid's going top. That's his target right now. Probably the Venge or the Chikiro, if I had to guess.
He doubles back. It's got a shield rune, so it's the most broken rune in the game.
Oh, hate this rune. Casual 300 shield health, not a big deal. Just gonna sit in this lane. Having a rough time though. He's going tranquils this game, so really feeling that he's gonna have to kind of make these rotations, kind of stem or have the extra regen if he wants to stay in lane against the Necro. I will say, if he can get to the Spirit Vessel in a good time, that is a really good answer to a lot of the tankiness on their team. Remains to be seen. He's got to get there. So
Oh
currently
no,
sidelines again.
Necro. Wait, he's going Vanguard? Yeah. You know, so it's Vanguard disassemble heart, right? But what do you turn the Ring of Health into?
Probably Lotus this
Or
game.
not
A lot
the
of good
not the Ring of
dispels.
Health, the other one.
Well, the Vitality Booster is the heart, right? So the Ring of Health is the Lotus Orb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
A lot of good dispels this game. I mean, it's good. It's a good intermediate item here. I don't know if they were killing him with this anyway, or without this Vanguard, but they're definitely not killing him now. And unfortunately, Mate's not really seeing anything in the sideline, so he kind of has to just sit here and get harassed down. His tower is going to fall in the next like minute too if the things are going the way things
Oh,
are.
support's coming in. In comes the Magnetize. Michaela's here with the Janata. They're down onto the Necrophos. He gets sunned up and in comes
What
the
a life
Infest
stealer.
Bomb! Win stays alive, just barely gets 3% off. Michaela stays alive though, and he wants to get on a win, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Win goes on a killing spree, and they kill 3 members of Carstensz.
Oh man.
I thought when Win got that scythe, he was gonna survive. I did not realize he didn't even need to get the kill in the regen for it to survive. What? Oh my. You know, Carstensz, they were dominant in game number 1, but they did not look this dominant this early. 5k at 8 minutes in. It's time to play Guess the Game in.
Oh,
As Michaela
God, they've
dies bot.
I just want to see Michaela die in beautiful fashion. We're at 3 heroes for this too. 4 with the Necro. A lot of space actually. I mean, it's a snowballing draft that's gotten ahead and is like very much dominating. I don't know how much Gaben actually likes Necro. I don't think he likes it that much. I'm gonna be conservative again here. I think 65-35, but could potentially be more depending on how much
91-9.
Insanity. There it is. 7.31 D's back.
Oh boy, and they're going top. NGA swapped out by Nightmare.
swap,
Mate's still here. Gets the stun on the Maid. In comes the TPs. Maid keeps moving on a Nightmare, but in comes
they
the
gotta
Ice
get the
Path.
venge.
Nightmare staying alive through the Magnetize.
Oh, no.
Might still die here at the very end, but I mean that's a lot of resources to get 1 kill. And Necro's got Scythe back up in 5 seconds.
I mean, they just need time on the side of Carstensz. TA is gonna recover. Just needs the Deso probably to get this game going, but what do you do on this Earth Spirit and Bounty, man?
So I think you forgot rule number 1 against the Gaben.
Rule number 1. What is rule number 1? I did forget rule number 1.
Rule number 1 of Guess the Gaben. Gaben hates inflated gold. He hates Doom, he hates Bounty Hunter, he hates Alk. There's
He
a
does hate Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter that's bottom net worth right now.
That is true. And that is a good question of like, how does this hero get in the game? Doesn't even have any Shadow Walk points, has gone full lane, Janata plus Q, so I'm curious to see how he recovers this one. It's what I was talking about pre-draft. Like, if this hero doesn't have a lane, like, if he goes the Axe build, it feels terrible. So, what are you gonna do, Bounty?
I mean,
how are
like,
you getting in this one?
Like, how do you, like, you don't farm on this hero. You farm kills and stacks. So,
So he's gotta ideally stay in lane until he gets Shadow Walk, then make moves around the map. Actually, speaking of moves around the map, see Necro just absolutely sitting in the face of TA, just dominating his face. It is rude as hell by Necro. They're moving towards taking this top tower. They've got 4 heroes showing. It does leave Lifestealer on a bit of an island, but he's got Armland. He's fine. He's going the Radiant actually this game, so it feels like they won so hard that they can kind of scale. I like the adaptation. I don't think they need the desperate timing. I think they can just sit back, farm it nice and easy, and let Carstensz kind of not farm at all, which, again, their heroes not that good at farming.
yeah. We see Win very nearly at his heart right now. He is 700 gold off the Reaver. Insanity.
Yeah, my man is doing very well right now. I mean, they're playing together as 4-2. They're not giving Carstensz really good adaptation gameplay-wise from game 1. They're not giving Carstensz any amount of room to kind of get any solo pickoffs whatsoever. You see here, they're showing 3 heroes bot and Carstensz. Like, they need something, but again, what do you do?
Oh,
You're bounty.
DD on Yodi. And they're wrapping around for this collapse on Maid. Nightmare's got swap. Smoke pops. Swap. And Rolling Boulder. Not nearly enough. Win gets the kill.
This Venture was brutal for Spirits. The Magic Missile stunning for so long as it does. With swap that can, again, for some reason, in invulnerability, swap you out. Which it didn't at that time, but it, you know, in the future, look out for it. It's not a fun time to play.
I mean, I quite like... I think that's the good thing about Venge right now, is that even though not a lot of teams play at 3, it's such a strong flex, because if it goes 3, it can dumpster lanes and then get super far ahead. But, like, you see it here in the 4 position. Basically doing the standard support Solar Crest build, but, like, it's just so strong early. The hero has not been touched, even though she's been good for, like, 4 patches.
She has been pretty good indeed here. And the other thing about the Solar Crest being the amount of Midas armor, so I suspect like a 17-minute Roche is going to come out of here with the Slardar, with the amount of Midas armor coming up for the Venge. And then the question of what do you do if they have an Aegis running at you? Probably just run away. They're actually going to take their stacks here too.
Wait. When? Why do you have a Radiance queued up? When, please. You're getting away with it this game, but come on.
I don't know if he is actually, because
his lifestealer's got a Radiance too. I don't know why he would go.
Oh, here we
comes
go.
Into the Magnetize, gets on our 2 members, Blade moves
Hold
around.
on.
In comes a swap, saves Win from the tether. Still, they got releashed. In comes the overgrowth, stick from Win. This Magnetize does a lot of damage, but it still hasn't killed anybody. Silence lands as well. Win still has the Scythe available. Nightmare's pretty low. In comes the Scythe. Win immediately gets the reset on the health. Nightmare stays alive just barely through the last tick of the Magnetize. Now Yodi's here, picks up on a DP. And what happens when you get a fight that starts as perfectly as possible and you get no kills?
It was a valiant effort, to be fair. He's really trying, but level 1 Magnetize from the nerf a long time ago. 40 damage a second, reduce my magic damage, does nothing. So, yeah, they really, I mean, they're going to need TA to supplement this damage. She's got Deso. She's actually having a fine game, all things considered. So, it's really going to be up to her to kind of get her team out of this hell game and really just start applying the pressure here.
All I'm saying is, if rookies end up throwing this game, it's because of the Radiance on Necro.
He actually going. Oh, he bought the Sacred Relic.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
I get it. You're ahead. You want more damage now. It gives you more damage now compared to Heart Ags, but it's just.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it on this hero either. Later on, I think, but Hard Ags is so good. He's level 25 Necro though, so. But at a certain point, I gotta question it with with your lifesteal also going Radiance.
Because you could have Heart and like a quarter of your Ags for the price of a Radiance.
You know, they also. Sorry, I'm looking bot right now. Seeing the Bounty Hunter getting Corrosive Haze. They did pick Bounty into the Slardar, so curious to see what their idea is here. They're actually making moves onto him.
TP's coming in from supports though. And GA gets Corrosive Haze back on and Maid, and in comes Win. Unable to get the secured kill on Michaela, and GA ends up taking that one. Reaper Scythe, very nice ability, but at level 1 does not have a very good kill threshold.
Does not.
I mean, you don't really care as much about getting a kill on the Scythe level 1 because the stack isn't very important at level 1, but it does still feel bad when you barely don't kill someone and then your position 3 steals it from you.
Let's see here. So TA's falling behind very quickly. Well, Bounty's making moves here, actually.
Maybe. Pick up Sam. Nightmare's pretty
Maybe
low.
more.
Has swap, so might be able to get out of dodge with NGA here. Wins around.
Oh,
Now the
they're bringing
pro
numbers.
move would have been to stay there and then swap win into you, but win into the other team. But
The double Radiance timing is here.
I hate this so much. I hate this. Like, the worst part is that, like, it's. If they lose, I'm gonna be laughing so hard, but they're probably gonna win this game.
Well,
I just.
Gaiman seems to think that.
I hate this item on this hero.
Well, the one savior to this game for Carstensz is going to be this TA, as I've mentioned. Went the shard first, so this is called, or usually known as the fighting build. Usually it'll be a blink plus shard, but the silence is very important against their team, especially if you're trying to get kills right away. A lot of these heroes survive using their abilities, so rather than their innate takiness, especially if you go a Radiance on Necro. So actually, it's probably
because like
he's looking to disassemble it.
like I guess your reason for going Radiance is because you want to proc. You want to do some damage to TA through refraction, but I just don't know.
What was I gonna say? They did get the 18-minute Aegis, as I called. I said 17-minute, 18's a minute off. You know, not that far. Slardar has Echo Blink, so usually the standard build on Slardar, so you can actually farm a little bit more, and then have the pressure with the Blink going into the Ags, which is so strong, so much regen, kind of ridiculous. I mean, yeah, they're just kind of too beefy right now on the side of Rookie. Carstensz just needs to buy more time. This BKB on Bounty Hunter, it does not seem good to me at all. So I don't know where your damage is going to come in. Earth Spirit level 12 is like the next big timing. He's got the Spirit Vessel, so that'll help.
Yodi has no fear on a maid. Kicks back.
I mean, Nature's just slowing this push too with level 3 living armor. But they're sending 5 heroes. Yeah, it's going to be gone here soon. I don't hate how Carstensz is doing this right now. Like, you can't fight them. You've tried that once, and it got very close. Like, you need levels and you need time. So, split the map, avoid them for 5 minutes, then maybe look for the fight after the Aegis. Then maybe you have your timings, which, again, I can't see any immediately in the next 5 minutes. So, maybe they find something that I don't. It's probably going to be Blink TA and then look for pickoffs. That's kind of the best bet right now.
Well, we have enough gold for the blink. Team Rookie's 5-man smoke. Pops on DP. Just barely dodge away from the
Got a
wave of
trap
terror. Trap gets popped. So they're not going to be able to get anything out of the smoke. Infest on the NGA. I mean, they really want DP. Solo grab it, but there's a lot of time wasted on the smoke. Cam says the blink.
Blink away, don't do it. No way he does this.
No way! Oh, he blinks away.
This is
there a
so
fraction
greedy by
out?
him. Why did he do
Reaper
this?
Scythe! Win gets the kill off the Radiance. That's so greedy. If it worked, that would have been funny, though.
God, I can't even imagine. I think he missed the blink slightly. He wanted to go a little more in the trees, right next to it, then walk out. I'm freaking out too, Tree, and it's it's a rough game you all found yourselves in. Item timings. God, this bounty. I don't want to keep harping on this bounty hunter, but it has not felt like the move this game. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like something better could have been picked here, but alas, here we are. Going the BKB, which I think is not great on this hero. Oh boy.
Yeah, this bounty kind of did nothing. And the Earth Spirit, like, I guess Necro is just an answer in Earth Spirit, because man dominated the lane, and then Maid could do nothing.
I mean, in fairness, they did rotate a support in at 5 minutes to get the kill. And then when the other support TB'd in, he did get a double kill. But It is definitely a bigger counter than I had anticipated. He's actually kind of skyrocketing in net worth right now too. It does have the point booster, so I imagine he's going to the Ags now. And then from there, we'll kind of wait
Blink
to see what he does.
Infest Bomb. Goodbye, TA. 3-man magnetized. Won't be nearly enough. In comes the Overgrowth, though. They take down the Vengeful Spirit. They continue to move in. Leash onto 2. Michaela's here. Gets the Janata back down onto both. Yodi running away and barely missing
Oh, good
the
silence.
rolling boulder, but still. Yodi goes down to the magnetize. And GA running away. Gets rooted up. Goes back on the Agency Mortal. In comes the Ice Path from Jakiro, but
Oh
he's
my
still
God, they're gonna get
dead.
Slardar
In comes
too.
another rolling boulder. There's no way. Carstensz, you lost your one. You're not supposed to keep fighting like this. Wind's coming in. He was nowhere to be found off. He comes back up with a shard. NGA goes down. Still, they take down the Treant Protector. The one is now moving. The kickback
kicked
under
him back?
tower. Michaela gets the stun out. Nightmare making his way in. I mean, how Win was able to keep that fight from going badly, I have no idea. But Kemp's back
Oh my
up,
God, TA's here.
down, and now Win has no mana. He's running away, best he can, but it's a double kill for Michaela. And Carstensz are back in this game. This is why you don't go Radiance on Necrophos. You know.
Oh, the tips from Made, so well deserved. I don't know what.
Just don't. Just don't.
I also don't think give this man the Earth Spirit, because with as bad of a game as he had, he really carried that fight. Spear Vessel key targets, getting the Magnetize for a long time. We see the difference in that fight. Level 2 Magnetize doubles
Yeah.
the damage. It's insane how much damage it does. He had the 15 talent too. Oh my God, that man was crunching.
I cannot.
You know the other thing too is
I
with
mean,
the
you
track
also
gold.
need to play with your team. Like,
Well, yeah.
like I thought he was gonna be able to turn that fight around, but like, he just didn't have the survivability when it's all said and done.
It's my issue with the treads, man. Yeah, Necros players get greedy. They want to push out the side lanes, but then they don't have the TP for after the fact. So,
I mean, but like, if you're playing Necro with treads, you don't push out the side wave. You let someone else do that. Let a support do that.
yeah, but there were 2 waves there, Finnick. There were 2 waves.
Look, as someone who plays very greedy 3s, Bristleback, Necrophos, Venge isn't very greedy, but I play her greedy. I get the appeal of going for the wave that nobody else on your team is farming, but A, he's playing 2, so B, you're playing a snowball draft and you need to snowball not off farm but off kills. We see NGA
God,
in
they're going for
trouble.
Slardar.
Shuriken toss, silence. May come back in
Please
with the
leave.
DD. Side against it.
So, off the back of all those tracks, this bounty almost has the Ags, and I was kind of crapping on the Ags first item. I don't know if the BKB was necessarily better. He didn't even use it that fight, but this Ag's second item, when he has something supplemented with it, if he can get there, is really strong with the Soulbind. Not to be underestimated, so wait to see here. TA as well almost has actually has the BKB flying on a courier if I'm looking at this correct. So yeah, so it's a really strong
Smoke
timing.
out rookies. Find Blade Moose. Get the swap out. Easy kill for them. So, the other thing is, like, Wynn's going the Aghanim Scepter first. You know what does more damage than a Radiance? And costs less than having a Radiance and an Aghanim Scepter? A Heart and an
I have no
Aghanim
idea.
Scepter.
Yeah, Heart would have been pretty good
And,
here.
and it's more survivable.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
I-
Dota Plus still gives us 80% win, 87% win prob. I don't know what they're on, but
Kind of surprising. I will say, benefit to the Radiance, it is pretty good against the TA. The Invasion is quite good, and the Blind is quite good. So, potentially it doesn't have the survivability with the minus armor in general. You could argue you can go Plate Mill then. Probably need to defend high ground here on Carstensz, though, speaking of which. Although TA looking to trade bottom tower as a result is going to get it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Could be a good team fight if they can find the opening.
Track on Ioti. So does track continue through Infest?
Yeah, it should, unless Infest applies it as well. It does. It actually does dispel. So it does not is the answer.
That's so unfortunate. That would
Still
be
pretty
so
good, though.
funny though.
Dire's top tower is under
Does he
attack.
have the? Okay, no, that's a 20. The shared vision on track is really good. Although they're probably gonna go the gold steal with the Ags. Does have it on line. They're actually smoked up as 4, so they're ready to go. Don't
Nullifier
have a
coming on
TA,
Kemps.
but
Yeah, Nullifier coming on Kemps. It's pretty difficult to deal with as the Necro. He's got his eggs
Actually, even a
coming
trap, too.
soon. If
Oh
they
my
can
God,
kill,
he's
if they
getting
can
gone.
kill him right now before he buys the Ags, this will be disastrous
miss.
for win. 4 gold left on the Ags. Still gets the gold stolen from him.
Oh, he's going in?
Boulder, magnetized on a 5. 4 step out of the way. The Vengeful Spirit's very low, so is Win right now.
Oh,
But they got
get
the
in
Infest
fast.
back on a Nightmare. Kemps flicks back around. Win comes in, gets the Reaper sight up and up before Kemps gets the BKB though. Down goes both the Vengeful and the Necrophos. And it's just the tree down on Carstensz. They're going to keep moving on to Sam now. Dives
My
through the
God.
Pavis. Kemps does way too much damage. Maid comes back around with a rolling boulder. Oh my God. That is... he was able to buy the eggs right before he died in that fight. So at least he'll have it. But... oh, man. Carstensz.
I'm a Carstensz believer after this game. They're just better. Like seeing Maid roll in like that,
Maid got a
insanity.
gem too. He picked up the gem that someone dropped. Was it Necro? No, Necro didn't have the gem. Who had the gem? Oh, it was Venge. Venge had the gem. Maid found Venge's gem.
It was a work of art seeing that team fight. All things considered, it wasn't even like the most clean thing either from Carstensz. Definitely like a YOLO dive into Maid trying to figure some stuff out. The Soulbind wasn't the most ideal. Like these team fights are slowly getting disastrous for Rookie, and the more track kills that get given away, the more net worth everyone on the team, including Bounty Hunter, who has shot up from what was he, the bottom of the cores to 3rd now. Man's going Orchid, which I really like this game. They don't have any dispels yet. This Necro's going Yules, but it might be too little too late depending on this timing.
You know what I said? That like if Rookies lose this game, it's partially going to be due to this Radiance. This Necro is not like even with the Yule's dispel, he's just not surviving. He doesn't have enough for regen.
It's a hard one.
It's a
Maybe
hard
Lotus would
knock
be better
life
too with
for
armor.
Necro. Kemps is going Monkey King Bar before Nullifier.
I actually do like that against double nullifier, to be fair. There's a lot of evasion and blind coming out.
Yeah, double Radiance. Gaben still
the
gives this an 80% to Team Rookies, by the way.
Is under attack.
I don't know what Gaben's on this patch, to be honest.
I just feel like after a certain point, they're just not like calculating fast enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it's slowly calculating down. 80. I can see it live going. No, back to 80. What is Dota Plus doing?
Look.
All right.
Where in what world does Carstensz only have 20% Gaben? I mean,
world in which they hate Bounty.
I understand why
Radiant's
it's putting Rookies in the lead despite Carstensz being 5k up. It's because Bounty Hunter. Like, I understand Gaben really hates Bounty Hunter, but like that much? Really though?
Bounty Hunter do be losing a lot of games in fairness. But maybe it's got the sauce this game. I mean, I said it during draft. I do really like the Soulbind combo with it. And we
Smoke
saw the
Infest
amount of damage
Bomb
it dealt there.
is up. If they find this TA, it could be good.
Be hard though. He's got refractions and meld.
Oh,
He just
tried to
TP'd?
TP out. What? Oh my! That is that's game losing right there.
Into the Roche too. They take it quick.
Oh.
I mean, who are we gonna give it to? Probably Necro. He's just got a clone blade in his backpack. Oh,
Like
okay.
that,
Well,
that is game losing. That pick.
not great. Give it to the Lifestealer. It makes sense too. He's pretty beefy.
You should give the cheese to Necro at least.
Yeah, that's actually.
I give it a slaughter. I don't like that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I can see it. He's like the main initiator. He's actually got the Ags. I haven't really talked much about this starter. It's kind of a boring hero, is why I don't like talking about it. You just create your funny little puddle that gives you too much regen and too much armor. You see here how much he's able to kind of sustain in these fights. We haven't seen a true like 5v5 either, to be fair. I'm really curious to see what happens when all 5 heroes from both teams are just kind of like jam fisting into one another, where that's going to swing.
Another smoke. They're gonna find Made. Trying to clear the way. Michaela's here. It doesn't even matter. Made forced himself. Michaela's gonna sacrifice himself in the name of keeping Made alive. Trying to get away, but he's swapped out by a nightmare.
You become feast for the flesh.
Goldie
Alrighty.
just quickly swung back.
They kept Made alive, which is important. But
It could be dangerous here. Magnetize. I mean, High Ground's a little scary into Earth Spirit. We see here Magnetize coming out.
Magnetize, pretty good, but a very nice ult from the Jakiro. Means that everyone just gets out of the way. Nice ice pack macro.
You have to kite back too. You cannot fight into that. It's 156 damage a second now. That lasts 8 seconds. And now they're gonna promptly come back in, see what they can do. Everyone's back up now. Tia actually, did she TP out? No, she does. She still has TP. Trying to farm towards that. MKB almost has it. She can almost get that. Would be very good.
Nope. I mean, it's
Well, they're
still
trying
very
it.
difficult to push in this high ground. 10 seconds left on the Magnetize.
Jesus.
Oh my god! What was that damage from the TA?
Under attack.
Crazy.
Oh, the Lifestealer pretty much dead as well. He gets the Infest out, but he does
Here's
not
Made.
have a lot of friends to get to. In comes the Overgrowth. Down goes the Aegis. Down goes the Jakiro and the Venge as well. Yodel has no way out of this. In comes the Soul Binds. They will take down the Grimstroke, but disarm lands on the Kemps. He dispels it off. And GA goes down. Yodi next to fall. Mega kill streak for Made, and Carstensz are firmly in the lead. Gaben says 75%, and I say, what are you smoking, Gaben? It's moving all the way down. 11k for Carstensz.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That Octarine, man, they did not expect the Magnetize to be back up.
So gross. He's got the 20 talent now too to further increase his damage in these fights. He boulder smashes every 7.5 seconds for 400 damage with a 50% slow for 4 seconds. This is a pretty good hero, all things considered, if you can get there. It's really just getting there.
I mean, Kemp's just like 3-shot win because of the MKB. Like, he was there and then he was gone.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you had a little bit more health, it would have helped against the TA or something. You would have been able to hit your W button, at the very least.
No, he's going to Yules now. I thought he had another item before, but
No,
I
mean, I don't think the Yules is enough. I mean, I keep harping on it because it's just so easy to harp on. But if you went a heart instead of a Radiance, you'd be doing more damage in fights and you'd be more survivable with this Yules.
So we have a full Bloodthorn on Bounty Hunter now, who I think most are covered in the game. Shout out to him.
Oh my god.
I feel you got smoke up time now for Carstensz. There's not. You kind of hit all your timings now.
Yeah,
maybe
Mate's
you
got
can
his
get a.
BKB now too. It's disgusting.
Yeah, all in the backpack. And get rid of the boots now at a certain point too. That's kind of the other broken thing about Linking Merc Spirit. You don't need boots. You roll around so much that like, I mean, what do boots matter to you? Just roll at 900 or at 1600 speed with remnants. You can see here, rookies. I mean, once again, adapting from their previous game, just staying together. You cannot get picked off by the squad. what I imagine they're gonna do on Carstensz is wait for the next Aegis, hopefully get it to TA for them, and then probably look to close the game off of that. They could definitely do it, but it's just gonna be a lot of waiting around, and they
Next
can't get
stage
picked
is
off on that time.
spawning top side, but it should be pretty close to spawning bot. I don't think they want refreshers, so maybe they wait for daytime to take it, but they might not even.
Not really a lot of like good ags this game. I mean, the TA one's like okay. The Earth Spear one is pretty good, but maybe not necessary. I feel like Refresher Shard with double Earth Spirit or with double Earth Spirit ulti is really gross. I imagine that's the item he's gonna go next. Could potentially go hard. He did that last game, but less good against the Necro, of course.
Another smoke out for an infest
Radiant's
bomb,
are scanning.
but they are well away from Carstensz right now.
Yeah, you know, at one point, Rookies was really firmly in control of this game, but as time has kind of gone on here, it's kind of hard to see how they get their entrance in these fights. TA does way too much burst damage too quickly for your team. Earth Spirit has the sustained damage, so they've got the short and long term answers. I really think you just have to like blow someone up really quickly with Slardar, get your entrance in that way, and then firmly have him plant his like feet into the ground there, because otherwise, like, you're getting 4-shot on the perimeters here. You gotta like.
Yeah,
Something's got to change. She's got 25 on TA. You're not going to burst her down, so you got to find a support or something. It's just hard. I don't know how you take these team fights. It's got to be very finely woven.
yeah. Mate's Q and a Shiva's Guard next item. I really like this against Lifestealer Necro.
It's a good one. Meanwhile, TA actually figured out Arcane Blink. One of the, I think, most underrated items, in my opinion. 6-second Blink with the amount of cast range, especially on 13 Refraction Charge TA, is ridiculous. The amount of ability she's going to get here in this next fight is crazy, which they might actually look for this fight right now.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Rookies are surrounded. There's an infest on NGA right now. Michaela gets the track.
They're going.
Knows they're all 5 right there.
Attack.
No. Oh! Stopping the TP
rude.
from when. That is so rude. Let's Kemps get
Wade's
the T2
here.
top
Is he
side. They're gonna
going?
collapse on this. No! No! You can't do this! You can't do that! Oh my god! It's so rude. That man had a wife and kids.
He's going in again.
It comes the BKB and the Magnetize on all 4 remaining members of Rookies. Kemps gets a double kill. Win gets a spooky walk off, but he is next to fall. 1, 2, 3 hits from Maid and Kemps. It's disgusting. Why is this 54%, Gaben? I think maybe Dota Plus is just broken. Maybe that's what we've learned from today.
That is quite possible. I mean, no buyback on Necro for 50 seconds. I think you can get the 3 racks here with TA.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
How do you stop her too? Like, she's got 12 stacks of refraction. Good luck breaking these buckaroos.
Still hasn't built an Olifier yet, but that's the next item. Oh, Mate's just stepping up here. It's like, yeah. Push high ground.
Oh, they
swap on
swapped,
Maid. That's not who you want, though. Gets the BKB pop back out of the way.
This damage.
There's so much damage with the Magnetize, even with Rookies getting the infest off. They just have no health. They've got no damage. They cannot deal with Carstensz. Triple kill for Kemps.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
They're just
They're
gonna
going for the end?
throat. Yeah. The only buyback available is on that Lifestealer.
Are under attack.
But, like,
Radiant's middle barracks.
they just melt these. Well,
Yes,
they meld
give
them
tips
and
to
melt
your hard
them.
carry. You gotta, you gotta give tips to the king of this game. Made Shiva's complete. Backpack the Tranquils, like I said. He's ready to go. He's looking for it. Mr. Grimshark Illusion casually killing everybody.
I cannot believe rookies threw this game.
Radiant's bottom
25 I mean, they could kill them here. It's quite hard though. Mate has magnetized once again. Not a lot of remnants though. Yeah, they're gonna back off.
I just.
Radiant's
It was going so well. Like you had TA, Bounty Hunter, and Earth Spirit all in the dirt.
They're just better at team fighting. The roast is up
I mean,
now.
really, I say rookies through, but that doesn't give Carstensz enough credit, right? Like, they are just so good at team fights.
It's again really off the back of Made. I feel like, I mean, you chose not to ban it. You knew they were gonna first pick the Earth Spirit. The Necro did well in lane against it, but in the game, this man gets way too much value from this hero, no matter what the game state. And he's gonna get an Aghanims, probably.
Yeah, there's the Ags.
I'm ready for some art to be made here. If you're a really good Earth Spirit pro like this guy, you can do some gross stuff with this Enchant Remnant. Some beautiful steals are about to happen here. Maybe Soulbind into double Enchant Remnant into kickbacks. I'm excited.
Jeez.
Also,
Yeah.
450 damage when he shatters. It's kind of insane. Like,
I'm with the smoke. Hound's just pushing up higher. I mean, you have to stop these megas right now. You've got to do something.
oh, there's the Nola.
Self-heals from Win. They get the stun on accounts, but in comes Made. Back around with the Magnetize. Down goes the Necrophos. And even though the Slaughter gets the Infest Bomb off alongside the Life
damage.
Stealer, they just cannot deal with this right now. Michaela pushes up onto the high grounds. The Slardar's dead. The Life Stealer gets around to the Necro. Kemps pushes again. A very nice Ice Path macro. Will take down the first life of Kemps, but
Kicks back the Necro.
they're right back around to the racks. Necro's dead after the buyback.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Michaela keeps proccing the Janata. Kick back on Yodel. On Yodi, excuse me. And a dive onto the fountain. GG called. Carstensz, they're just better. All right.
From the brink of probably defeat, they were 9k down at one point with their draft. They just out-team fought them. They just found the entrances. This Made Earth Spirit. If any team is going to be watching this, do not give this man Earth Spirit. Don't let him have it. He's too good on it. And just really, I think him alone kind of carried the team through the mid game and then let the TI get to that late game and just melt everybody. Really well played by them both games, excuse me.
I mean, yeah, ban the Earth Spirit. I think the other thing Carstensz did well is they took good team fights, but they also knew when to not take team fights, right? I think we were very quick to criticize them not immediately responding to the high ground push from rookies, but they were able to get TA to get the MKB, TP's back, 3 shots to the Necro, and then just like that, it's like Carstensz can do no wrong. So really well played to Carstensz. We'll see how well they do throughout the rest of the tournament, but that is all the time we have for our broadcast tonight. Tune in 2 weeks from now for more TDLC action, or tomorrow night I'll be casting semifinals. Same time, same place. My name is Finnick. That's Angry Sun. We'll see you around.